My daughter-in-law swiped my credit card. The next day, the bill hit $67,000 in furniture and a first-class Paris flight. On Monday, she texted, "Thanks for the treats, mother-in-law." I smiled. That card wasn't what she thought. Welcome to my story. Stick around to the end and drop your city in the comments to show me where this drama reaches. My hands shook as I stared at the credit card statement. $67,000 gone in one day. High-end furniture from Restoration Hardware, $25,000. A custom sofa from Ethan Allen, $18,000. First-class tickets to Paris, $24,000. I sank into my kitchen chair, the same one where Edward and I shared coffee for 35 years before cancer took him 4 years ago. The statement burned in my hands, but Lauren's text stung worse. "Thanks for the treats, mother-in-law." Her casual arrogance, assuming I'd just take it, made my blood boil. I wasn't the fragile widow she thought. The kitchen felt too quiet, too empty without Edward's morning laughter. I stared at Lauren's text again, her words dripping with mockery. My fingers hovered over the reply button, but I stopped. Responding would give her power, let her think she'd rattled me. Instead, I opened the banking app on my phone, heart pounding as I scrolled through the charges. $25,000 at Restoration Hardware for a dining set I'd never see. $18,000 at Ethan Allen for a sofa I'd never sit on. $24,000 for first-class tickets to Paris, a city I hadn't visited since my honeymoon. The numbers blurred as anger replaced shock. How had I been so blind? Lauren had waltzed into our lives 5 years ago, all charm and smiles, when she started dating Daniel. I'd welcomed her, desperate to keep my only child close after Edward's death. I'd ignored the first warning signs, her dismissive comments about my old-fashioned tiambang, the way she'd roll her eyes when I shared stories about Edward's recipes. I'd thought it was just her personality, maybe generational differences. But now, staring at that $67,000 bill, I saw it clearly. This wasn't carelessness. This was calculated. I remembered last Sunday's dinner when Lauren had insisted on helping with dishes. She'd lingered near my purse, offering a quick hug before leaving. Had she slipped her hand inside then? My skin crawled at the thought. I'd spent 4 years trying to win her over, complimenting her outfits, praising her social media posts, even laughing off her subtle jabs about my cluttered house. All because I was terrified of losing Daniel, my son who'd once clung to me during thunderstorms, who'd promised at Edward's funeral to always be there. Somewhere along the way, I'd lost him to her. My phone buzzed, snapping me out of the memory. Daniel's name lit up the screen. Hope flickered. Maybe he'd realized what Lauren had done. Maybe he was calling to make it right. "Hey, sweetheart," I said, keeping my voice steady. "Mom, we need to talk." Daniel's tone was clipped, tired. "Lauren says you let her use your credit card for our anniversary trip. She's worried you're having second thoughts about the amount." The words hit like a slap. A lie so smoothly delivered, making me look like a forgetful old woman. "Daniel," I said carefully, "I never gave anyone permission to use my card." Silence stretched. Then frustration crept into his voice. "Come on, Mom. Lauren showed me texts where you told her to treat herself. You were excited about surprising us." "What texts?" My grip tightened on the phone. I never sent any texts. "Maybe you forgot," he said, softer now, like he was talking to a child. "Dr. Miller mentioned grief can mess with memory sometimes." Dr. Miller, my doctor for a decade. When had Daniel talked to him? "I remember exactly what I've said and done," I replied, sharper than intended. "Someone used my card without permission. That's theft." Another pause. "Let's talk when we get back, okay? I don't want to ruin our trip over a misunderstanding." $67,000 isn't a misunderstanding, I snapped before I could stop myself. "Mom, Lauren said it was just a few thousand for the hotel." His voice faltered, a crack in his certainty. Check her shopping bags when you get home, I said quietly. Check the furniture deliveries. Then ask yourself if a few $1,000s covers what she's showing off in those Instagram posts. I hung up, hands trembling so badly I nearly dropped the phone. The silence wasn't just loneliness anymore. It was betrayal, sharp and cold. I'd spent years trying to keep the peace, to be the mother-in-law Lauren could tolerate. But she'd seen me as a mark, a bank account to plunder. That night, I couldn't sleep. Lauren's smug Instagram photos haunted me. Her posing in a Parisian cafe, a new leather handbag slung over her shoulder, captioned, "Living the Dream." I saw every slight in a new light. The wedding, where she'd forgotten to include me in the family photos, leaving me to stand awkwardly with Edward's distant cousins. The first Christmas after their marriage, when I'd baked her favorite lemon tart, only for her to leave it untouched and post about authentic French desserts instead. The Mother's Day brunch, where she'd taken photos of my food for her followers, calling it vintage home cooking like it was a relic. Each memory stung, but the worst was last month's dinner. Lauren had looked around my house, the one where Daniel grew up, and said, "This place could use a modern touch. Maybe we should help you renovate, Margaret. Older folks need safer spaces." She'd smiled, all concern, but her eyes were calculating. Daniel had nodded, already half convinced I was too old to live alone. I opened my laptop, something I should have done months ago. Logging into the Dimbang's accounts, I scanned the statements. My blood ran cold. This wasn't the first time. Over the past 6 months, smaller charges had slipped through. $800 at a boutique, $1,200 at a spa, $1,500 at a furniture store. Spread out, subtle, unnoticed until now. The $67,000 spree wasn't a one-off. It was the climax of a careful plan. But something else caught my eye. The card Lauren used wasn't my personal credit card. It was tied to Parker's Pastries, the Tim Ben Edward and I built from a single recipe book 30 years ago. After his death, I'd stepped back, letting Daniel handle the remaining orders and close out the business. He was an authorized user on the account, meaning Lauren's charges weren't just theft, they were corporate fraud. I closed the laptop, my mind racing. Lauren had underestimated me, thinking I was just a grieving widow, easy to manipulate. She didn't know I'd spent decades balancing books, negotiating with suppliers, building a business that put Daniel through college. I knew fraud carried heavier consequences than a maxed-out credit card. The next morning, I put on my old work blazer, the one Edward bought me for our Timpbine's 20th anniversary. It still fit, sharp and professional. I drove to the small office above Parker's Pastries, where we'd kept our records. Clara, the receptionist, blinked in surprise as I walked in. "Mrs. Parker, didn't expect you today." "Good morning, Clara. I need to see Rebecca, our accountant. Is she free?" Clara nodded, dialing quickly. "She'll be right down." Rebecca Sullivan met me in the office, her expression cautious. "Margaret, what's going on?" "I need to review all transactions on the Thimpbang's credit card for the past 6 months," I said, keeping my tone calm. "And our fraud protection policies." Rebecca's eyebrows lifted. "Is there a problem?" "There might be. I didn't elaborate. Not yet." We spread the statements across the desk. The unauthorized charges stretched back 8 months, small at first, then bolder. $1,000 at a department store, $2,000 at a luxury retailer, none tied to the Thimpbung's operations. "These are coded as business expenses," Rebecca said, pointing to a line, "but they're not legitimate. Designer furniture, spa visits, nothing we'd claim for a bakery." "The card's in Daniel's name as an authorized user," she added, "from when we transitioned the business last year." I pulled out my phone, showing her Lauren's latest Instagram post, a photo of her lounging on a velvet sofa, captioned, "New vibes for our dream home." That sofa matched a $20,000 charge from 3 weeks ago, labeled store equipment. Rebecca's face hardened. "Margaret, if someone's using the Thimpbang's funds for personal purchases, that's fraud. Corporate fraud. The IRS doesn't play with this. Fines, audits, even jail time.
What's our next step? I asked.
File a fraud report immediately. The longer we wait, the worse it looks for the business. I need to talk to Daniel first, I said. Give me 24 hours. Rebecca hesitated. Legally, we have obligations, but I'll hold off until tomorrow. No more charges can go through. I'm freezing the account now. That evening, I used the spare key Daniel had given me and let myself into their house while they were still in Paris. I wasn't there to snoop, not exactly. I needed to understand how far Lauren's plan went. Their home screamed extravagance. Marble countertops, abstract art, a wine fridge stocked with bottles I couldn't afford. But the kitchen counter told a different story. Overdue bills, credit card statements with balances in the tens of thousands, a notice about missed payments on Lauren's Mercedes. They were living a lie, funded partly by my money. In their bedroom, I found Lauren's desk, a sleek modern thing that looked out of place. Inside a drawer, I found a folder labeled Future Plans. My hands shook as I opened it. Property records for my house, circled with notes about its market value. Articles on inheritance laws, highlighted sections on power of attorney. A handwritten note in Lauren's neat script, established pattern of forgetfulness, memory concerns by fall, access to accounts by spring. 18 months. She'd been planning to take everything in 18 months. The credit card theft wasn't greed, it was a test. I photographed every page, my heart pounding so hard I could barely hold the phone steady. Then I put everything back and left, locking the door behind me. Back home, I poured a glass of Edward's favorite bourbon and sat in his old recliner. Lauren wasn't just a scheming daughter-in-law, she was a predator, and I'd been her prey. But she'd made a fatal mistake. She thought I was weak, a lonely widow who'd crumble under her charm. She didn't know I'd built a business from nothing, that I'd outsmarted suppliers and competitors for decades. She was playing a game she didn't understand, and I was ready to change the rules. My phone buzzed, a text from Daniel, "Flying home tomorrow, we need to talk." I typed back, "Yes, we do. Come by Sunday evening. Bring Lauren. There's something we need to discuss." I hit send and sipped the bourbon. Sunday was going to be unforgettable. Sunday evening arrived with a crisp autumn breeze, the kind that made my cozy kitchen feel like a fortress. I'd spent the day preparing Daniel's favorite meal, roast chicken with mashed potatoes and green beans, a recipe Edward taught me when we first married. Tonight wasn't about comfort, though. Tonight was about truth. Lauren and Daniel arrived on time. Lauren swept in, wearing a sleek new coat I recognized from a $20,000 charge on the Thiambang's card. Her smile was radiant, calculated as she hugged me. "Margaret, you look so well," she said, her voice syrupy. "I hope you haven't been too stressed about us. I know you worry when Daniel's away." The dig was subtle, painting me as a frail mother clinging to her son. I smiled back, playing along for now. "Come sit," I said, gesturing to the dining table. "Dinner's ready." As we settled in, I watched Daniel. His face was drawn, shadows under his eyes. Something had shifted in Paris. He wasn't the confident man who'd left. Lauren, oblivious, launched into a glowing recap of their trip. "The hotel was divine," she said, slicing her chicken with precision. "Views of the Seine, the most luxurious furniture in the lobby. You'd love Paris, Margaret." "I'm sure," I replied, my tone neutral. "That coat looks new. Stunning." Lauren touched the collar, diamonds on her earrings glinting, another purchase I'd traced to the Thiambang's account. "Oh, this. Just a little something I kicked up," she said, breezy. "You know how Paris is." The lie was effortless. I glanced at Daniel, but his expression was guarded, unreadable. "Actually," I said, setting down my fork, "I want to talk about some financial matters. I found some unusual charges on my accounts." Lauren's knife paused mid-cut, but her smile held. "Oh, what kind of charges?" "Credit card purchases," I said, locking eyes with her. "Large ones. I don't recall making them." The air tightened. Daniel set down his glass, looking at Lauren. "You said Mom okayed the card for our trip." Lauren's composure flickered, just for a second, before she recovered. "Of course she did, Daniel. Margaret, you remember our chat last Sunday, right? You handed me the card, said it was a gift for our anniversary." I tilted my head, calm. "What chat? I don't recall giving anyone my card." Her eyes narrowed, but she pressed on. "After dinner, by the car. You said Edward would have wanted us to celebrate big." Invoking Edward's name was a low blow, meant to make me question myself. It might have worked a year ago, when I was drowning in grief, desperate for family. Not tonight. I reached for the folder I'd placed on the sideboard. "That's odd," I said, spreading papers across the table. "Because these charges weren't on my personal card. They're on the Parker's Pastries account, the tientban Edward and I built, the one still active, still subject to IRS audits." Daniel's face paled. "Mom, you said the tientban was closing down." "It is," I said, pointing to a line on the statement, "but not dissolved. Every charge on this account must be a legitimate business expense. Can you explain how a $20,000 coat or a first-class Paris flight qualifies as bakery business?" Lauren's smile vanished. "This is absurd. It's just a mix-up." $67,000 isn't a mix-up, I said, voice steady. "And it's not just Paris. 8 months of charges. $82,000 total." I slid more statements across the table. February 10th, $1,500 at Neiman Marcus. March 5th, $2,000 at a spa. April 20th, $12,000 at a furniture store. Lauren shrank in her chair, her fork clattering against the plate. Daniel stood, pacing to the window. 82,000? His voice was low, dangerous. "You told me it was a few thousand for the hotel, Lauren." "It wasn't supposed to be a big deal." Lauren's voice cracked, losing its polish. "The tientban's just sitting there. Margaret has plenty of money. We're struggling." "Struggling?" Daniel turned, eyes blazing. "By buying designer coats? By committing fraud on a business account I'm authorized on? Do you know what this means? Federal charges, Lauren, for both of us." I pulled out my phone, showing them the photos I'd taken at their house. "There's more. I found these in your desk." Daniel took the phone, scrolling through images of Lauren's future plans folder, property records, inheritance law printouts, her handwritten timeline. His jaw tightened as he read aloud. "Memory concerns by fall. Access to accounts by spring." He looked at Lauren, his voice cold. "You were planning to take everything, not just from Mom, but from me, too. Once you had her assets, how long before I was out of the picture?" "That's not true," Lauren stood, her voice shrill. "I love you, Daniel. I did this for us." "For us?" He laughed, a bitter sound. "You made me think Mom was losing it, that she needed us to manage her money. You turned me against her." "She was never there for you," Lauren snapped, desperation creeping in. "Always working at that stupid tientban, leaving you with nannies. She doesn't deserve your loyalty." "Stop." Daniel's voice cut through like a blade. "Don't talk about my mother like that. She built that tientban to give us a life, to put me through school. Everything we had was because of her and Dad." Lauren's face flushed, her mask gone. "And now we'll lose it all, won't we? The house, the car, everything, because you're picking her over me." I stood slowly, feeling every bit the woman who'd built a tientban from a single oven. "Actually, Lauren, that depends on what happens next." They both turned to me, Daniel with hope, Lauren with calculation. "I've spoken with the tientban's legal team," I said, pulling out a manila folder. "No fraud report has been filed yet. This can stay a family matter, if you agree to terms." "What terms?" Lauren asked, her voice wary. I opened the folder. "First, you return every item bought with the tientban's money. The coat, the furniture, everything. If you can't return it, you pay cash at full retail value." "That's impossible," Lauren snapped. "We don't have that kind of money." Then, sell your car, downsize your life, I said. Second, you sign a promissory note for $82,000 plus interest repaid over 5 years. That's $16,000 a year. Lauren's face went white. You're trying to ruin me. No, I said, calm. You ruined yourself. Third, you have no contact with me moving forward. No dinners, no holidays, no fake apologies. You stay out of my life. You can't cut me off from family. Lauren shot to her feet, chair scraping. What about Daniel, our future? Daniel's my son, I said, looking at him. He's always welcome, but you've proven you can't be trusted. This is insane, Lauren said, pacing like a cornered animal. You're destroying our marriage over money. I'm protecting myself, I corrected, from someone who spent years trying to steal what Edward and I built. Daniel stepped forward, his voice steady. She's right, Lauren. You lied, stole, manipulated me into doubting my own mother. I'm done. Daniel, please, Lauren pleaded. I made mistakes, but it was for us. No, he said, cutting her off. You were planning to cut me out too. I saw the divorce law research in your folder. You didn't love me. You loved what you thought you could take. Lauren's mouth opened, then closed. For the first time, she had no comeback. I stood taller, feeling stronger than I had in years. You have 48 hours to decide. Sign the agreements or I file the fraud reports. The IRS can sort it out. Lauren glared, defiant. What if I call your bluff? I smiled, sharp and unyielding. Try me. I ran a business for 30 years, Lauren. I've dealt with suppliers tougher than you. You're not as clever as you think. Her shoulders slumped, the fight draining out of her. She grabbed her purse and stormed to the door, turning back one last time. You'll regret this, both of you. You'll be alone, Margaret, with no family left. I've been alone for years, I said. Now I just won't have to pretend. The door slammed, rattling the windows. Daniel and I stood in the quiet, the weight of the evening settling around us. Mom, he said, voice breaking, I'm so sorry. I should have seen it, should have trusted you. I took his hands, the same ones I'd held when he was a boy scared of the dark. You were manipulated, sweetheart. So was I. We both wanted to believe she cared. He hugged me, fierce and tight, like he had at Edward's funeral. What now? He asked, stepping back, eyes wet. Now we rebuild, I said. Just the two of us. The next morning, Daniel moved into his old bedroom. 3 days later, a package arrived. Signed agreements, no note. Boxes followed, the coat, furniture receipts, proof Lauren was complying. She had no choice. The divorce papers came 2 weeks later, uncontested. Lauren didn't fight, which told me how much I'd shaken her. But the real victory wasn't the money. It was Daniel helping me bake in the kitchen again, laughing like he used to. It was knowing I'd reclaimed my son, my strength, my life. 6 months later, my kitchen smelled of fresh pancakes, a Sunday ritual I hadn't enjoyed since Edward passed. The morning sun poured through spotless windows, and the house felt alive again, not with echoes of betrayal, but with new beginnings. Daniel shuffled out of his old bedroom, hair messy, wearing a faded college sweatshirt he'd refused to toss since he was 19. For a moment, it felt like the past 5 years. Lauren's lies, the theft, the heartbreak had been a bad dream. "Morning, Mom," he said, grabbing a mug. "Coffee smells great." "Sit," I said, sliding a plate of pancakes and bacon across the table. "Breakfast's ready." He looked healthier now. The strain around his eyes faded, his frame filled out again. The divorce had been finalized 3 months ago, and though he still carried the weight of Lauren's deception, he was healing. "Any word from Rebecca about the final payment?" he asked, pouring syrup. "Came through yesterday," I said, filling his orange juice glass, just like when he was a teenager. Lauren's paid back every cent, $82,000 plus interest. Parker's Pastries is officially closed, accounts dissolved. Daniel nodded, but a shadow crossed his face. Lauren's name still stung. I'd heard through a friend that she'd moved to California, engaged to an older real estate mogul. Same game, new target. But that was her life now, not ours. "I've got news," I said, setting down my coffee. "I'm thinking of selling the house." Daniel's fork stopped halfway to his mouth. "Really? Why?" "It's too big for me now," I said. "Too many memories. Some good, some not. I want a fresh start." "Where would you go?" I smiled, a spark of excitement flickering. I found a condo downtown, near the riverfront. Corner unit, huge windows, views of the water. Perfect for me. "That sounds amazing," he said, his voice warm. "You deserve a place that feels like yours." "What about you?" I asked. "Any plans?" Daniel had been staying with me since the separation, but at 32, he needed his own path. He set down his fork, looking serious. "I got a job offer, a good one, leading a marketing team at Sullivan Solutions downtown. It's what I've always wanted, and the pay's enough for my own place." "That's fantastic, sweetheart," I said, reaching for his hand. "When do you start?" "Next month, if I take it, but I wanted to check you're okay first." I laughed, the sound lighter than I'd felt in years. "Daniel, I've been handling things for 60 years. I'll manage." "I know," he said, grinning, "but after Lauren, I worry about leaving you open to, "Another gold digger?" I teased. "Trust me, the next woman you bring home will face a full background check." He chuckled. "She'll need to know my mom's a powerhouse who doesn't miss a thing." After breakfast, we drove to the condo I'd been eyeing. The real estate agent, Lisa, met us in the lobby of a sleek high-rise, all glass and steel. "10th floor, corner unit," she said, leading us to the elevator. "Best views in the building." The door opened to a stunning space. Open layout, hardwood floors, a modern kitchen, and floor-to-ceiling windows framing the river like a painting. "Mom, this is incredible," Daniel said, stepping to the glass. "Look at those boats." I joined him, watching the water shimmer under the sun. For the first time in years, I could see myself here, in a place that was mine alone. "Great security, gym, rooftop deck," Lisa added. "Perfect for someone who wants luxury without the hassle of a house." "What's the HOA?" I asked, remembering Edward's lessons about hidden costs. $400 a month, Lisa said. "Covers utilities, amenities, everything but internet." I walked through the bedroom, noting the spacious closet, the sleek bathroom. It wasn't the sprawling house where I'd raised Daniel, but that was the point. "I'll take it," I said. Lisa blinked. "Want to see other units? Sleep on it?" "I've slept on it for months," I said. "This is home." 3 weeks later, I signed the papers. 2 weeks after that, moving trucks pulled up to the old house. Daniel took time off his new job to help, and we sorted through decades of memories. "What about this?" he asked, holding up a photo from his college graduation. Lauren had taken it, cropping me half out to stand closer to him. "Trash," I said, firm. "And this?" A Christmas picture, all of us forcing smiles. Lauren's hand rested on Daniel's arm, possessive. "Trash," I repeated. "Mom, you're tossing everything with Lauren in it." "Exactly," I said. "No reminders of someone who tried to break us." He held up another photo. Just us at Edward's grave a year after his death. We looked raw, grieving, but together. "This one?" I took it, studying our faces. "That goes in my bedroom." By evening, the house was nearly empty, just a few pieces left for the new owners. I stood in the living room where I danced with Edward, raised Daniel, endured Lauren's subtle cruelties. "Any regrets?" Daniel asked, leaning in the doorway. "None," I said, meaning it. The condo became my sanctuary. I furnished it with pieces I loved, simple, elegant, chosen for me, not to impress anyone. On my first night, I sat on the balcony with a glass of wine, watching the river reflect the sunset's gold and pink. My phone buzzed. "Daniel, how's the new place?" "Perfect," I texted back. "Dinner Sunday? Found a great Italian spot." "It's a date," he replied. "My treat, celebrating your freedom." 3 months in, I did things I hadn't in decades. I joined a pottery class, then a hiking group that met by the river every Thursday. I made friends, real ones, women with their own stories, who saw me as Margaret, not just a mother or a widow. One evening, after pottery, I found Daniel in the condo lobby, holding champagne and grinning. "What's this?" I asked. "Celebrating," he said, "my promotion, your new life, and us surviving the worst storm our family ever faced." We popped the champagne on my balcony, the city lights sparkling below. "I love you, Mom," he said suddenly. "I'm sorry it took me so long to see the truth." "I love you too," I said, "and I'm not sorry. Lauren's greed showed me how strong I am. She thought she could break me, but she gave me back my life and you." He smiled, clinking his glass against mine. "What's next?" I looked out at the river, boats gliding freely toward the horizon. Whatever I choose. For the first time, whatever I choose. That freedom was the real gift, not the money returned, not the condo, but knowing I could live on my terms. Lauren had tried to steal everything, but she'd only made me stronger. So, what would you do in my shoes? Have you ever faced a betrayal like this? Share your thoughts below and tell me your city. I'd love to know where this story reaches. Check out 2 more family dramas linked on the final screen. They'll surprise you. Thanks for staying with me until the end.